Alright YouTube, so I just got back from watching the movie Weapons, which is the latest horror movie of the summer, and I'll say this movie scared the living crap out of me. I am still recovering 15 minutes after coming home from the theater, but I'll say I was definitely, interested in this movie, and it was definitely an interesting movie, but I will be honest and say it did kind of fall off towards the second half of the movie, but first half was a lot better in my opinion. I'd overall still say I liked it, but some criticisms and issues I had with the movie is I felt like especially towards the end it was kind of more worried about being like obscene and like, gory instead of tying that in with the interesting horror mystery like plot line, which was definitely a lot better implemented in the first half of the movie. I did like the cast, such as the teacher, Justine, and Josh Brolin's character, who is also Thanos, so shout out Thanos. And yeah, overall, the lead kid, was definitely an interesting arc to follow, and the movie took a turn that I did not expect it to take. So yeah, overall, I would recommend seeing this movie during the day unless you really want to get scared at night, which I was not prepared for. So it could have been a little better in terms of if it tied its sort of obsceneness, which I think does have its place in horror movies, but I don't know, for this one it just didn't hit for me, unlike other movies, horror movies like Nosferatu or other horror movies that I write, like the Gengar and General Grievous movies. So I do want to give a shout out to the movie or the TV series Wednesday, which I haven't finished the first season, but I did like the bits I saw of it. The few episodes I had seen of the first season were definitely interesting, and I suppose the second season is having fairly good reviews as well, so I'm definitely excited to check it out because I know it's a horror mystery as well, but a little more, at least from what I can remember about the first season of Wednesday, I definitely liked most of what I saw more than what I saw with Weapons. And on the horror of subject, that's embarrassing. On the subject of horror, I drew some concept arts for the werewolf movie, which is coming out December 2026 for Christmas, and the werewolf character is being portrayed by Aaron Taylor Johnson, who is in Nosferatu as whose character whose name I do not remember, because I don't know if he didn't have a name. I'm sure he did have a name in the movie, but let's just show off the artwork and conclude this. The first drawing of a werewolf, sort of human-like. I feel like I made it a little too zombie-like and maybe made it a little too edgy and spiky, but I still like how this one came out nonetheless. Sort of more just designed for fun or sort of creative approach. Next werewolf design I'm a little more proud of because I think it sort of looks a little more humanoid, because like I've said in my other vlogs, what I'm expecting out of the werewolf horror movie by Robert Eggers, Nosferatu's director, is that it'll sort of have werewolves be humanoid but sort of not humane, like sort of werewolves that want to be evil, not just turned evil against their will because of the moon, which I'm not expecting to happen in this movie. So I'm definitely excited for that reason, and really like how this design overall came out. I kind of tied it in with Gengar a teeny tiny bit with the head shape. So overall, if I had to give Weapons a grade, I'd probably give it like 7 to an 8 out of 10. I mostly liked it, but the first half was certainly better. The second half was weird, and yeah, weird beyond enjoyable at points. So until then, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned more soon. Goodbye.